You ready to name your starting weekend rotation yet?
Yeah, we're going to go Emmett Olson on Friday, Jace Kaminska on Saturday, Caleb Clark will go Sunday, and then we're going to leave the fourth game open, TBA. So.
Okay.
Does the adrenaline get going for the coach the way it does for the players to get the season open?
Yeah, I really, to be truthful with you, I'm very excited. I just want to get through today. I want to have a good practice today, and I know that sounds like coach speak, but I'm being sincere when I say that we just want to make sure that our focus is in the right place right now, because every single guy in our program is excited to get on that plane. But knowing that we need to have a good practice today because we had yesterday off, because we had some scrimmages over the weekend. So, but the adrenaline's going for sure, just as you get closer to the season, and the excitement's there, and we have a group of guys I know that are going to be ready to go.
What have you seen out of Emmett that give the staff the confidence in him taking the ball for the first game?
Yeah, I mean, he was our guy last year to end the season. He was our horse. He took the ball in some really big spots. Had a good fall. He's had a good spring. He's going to give us a shot. I think he's a competitor that can kind of set the tone for the weekend. Kind of been a trend for us, and maybe not necessarily by design. We've gone left-handed on Friday nights. I do think that can create some matchup issues for the weekend. Guys maybe not put their starters out there against a left-handed pitcher. So, and you got to hit your way on base and score runs. Against those guys, you're not going to be able to do a ton of hit and runs and steals and that kind of stuff. So he's been really good, really competitive. I think each one of our guys knows that he's going to go out there and compete.
I guess since Kaminska's been here, I mean, what has he kind of shown you guys? It seemed like he's always kind of right behind.
He's right there. I mean, it's really not a situation where there was a clear-cut difference between the two, and it could change next week. I mean, it's really not. I mean, those two guys know that too. But this is not something that's obviously in a perfect scenario they all go undefeated. We'll keep them where they're at. But Jace is under control. I mean, for a big guy that throws hard, he throws the ball over the plate. He commands a breaking ball, working on the changeup, and he's just in control. I mean, the minute you think he might buckle, he's got the stuff to kind of get out of some jams. So his stuff has been electric. He's been really, really consistent.
What a successful opening weekend besides the offensive communication is just seeing these guys really dominate.
Yeah, that would be it. I think just playing a brand of baseball that's very competitive, where if we get punched, we punch back. Or if we don't get content over the course of the game, where if we have a chance to stretch the lead, we do it. I'd like the kind of just that team aspect of it to show up, where guys are picking each other up. If we make a mistake, don't let it turn into two. So again, I think that's where the team chemistry does come into play, is because you're on the same wavelength, and we're going to try to put our guys in the best position to succeed, and if we do that as a team, then I think the results will have a chance to be overwhelming.
Is it important to start fast, so to speak?
Yeah, I think it's always important to start fast, especially with our offense. I mean, if we can score first, and I think we can put the pressure on the defense a little bit, get them on their heels, and we've got some guys that can run, and maybe get them more fastballs for some of the guys in roll the water. I mean, it's always important to start fast. I mean, the statistics say that if you score first, you've got a pretty good shot to win anyway. But we want to be a dynamic lineup where 1 through 9, even if we don't score, I mean, that's really probably as important as anything. Is that even if you don't score, are you having extended innings where the pitcher's having to throw 25, 28 pitches? If he's got to do that 2 innings in a row, then a lot of times you'll see it in that 3rd inning.
What's the outfield picture looking like right now?
It's a little bit in flux. I mean, I think Burnham has probably solidified himself as our center fielder right now. Casey Burnham, he can really go run the ball down. He's the fastest guy on our roster. And I think you're going to see kind of a mix and match on the corners, just maybe matchup based. We feel like what pitcher we're facing, maybe we can put a guy out there. We've been working Fisher out there in the outfield. That's where he played at Southern Miss primarily. He gives us a left-handed option. Blake Mosley has been an infielder by trade. We've had him in the outfield a little bit as well. So I'm having an open mind about what that's going to look like. We obviously have England, Evans, Sartori, Jessen, Gabe Swanson's played well. So there's some options there of guys that maybe we'll just try to find, pick the right spots for.
Can you share where your team's at health-wise entering the regular season?
Yeah, we're going to have some guys on the shelf that'll kind of clear up the roster picture a little bit. Caden Brumball will be out for the year. He's had an injury, kind of a fluke deal in practice, so he's had surgery. He'll be out for the year. That's a tough one. He was poised to play quite a bit for us. Trey Fromm is another that was going to be a back end of the bullpen guy for us potentially that we've yet to see. He wasn't healthy in the fall. Unfortunately, we couldn't get him ready to go for the spring, so he'll be out. And then Hayden Lewis was one that had surgery after fall ball, so he'll be out as well. We've got a couple other guys dinged up. CJ Hood will be unavailable, and Bryce Hughes right now is a little dinged up.
You think that we have a snowstorm coming and you guys are going to California, right, Will?
Yeah, we're crossing our fingers and we don't have too much ice that we can get out in the morning.
You mentioned a few guys there, but were there any other decisions you had to make to get down to that 39-man limit?
Yeah, we're pretty much there where we need to be. That's kind of cleared itself up a little bit with the injuries and some of those things. So,
any guys that for sure you're redshirting?
We're pretty close. I mean, again, some of it we'll have to see how the season plays out, to decide if we're going to keep their red shirts or not. There may be a guy that we decide to redshirt before the season. So, we're pretty close.
Hey, Will, what's different about Max this year, just mentality-wise, going into his third year?
I see him have a lot more fun. This early spring, I could really kind of tell at this time of year that him and Bryce Matthews are putting a little pressure on themselves to go kind of be guys as sophomores. I've seen him, and I think maybe part of it's the position change, playing second base. It keeps him a little more engaged, and Bryce is right there with him in the middle, so those two kind of feed off each other. So I've just enjoyed his mentality. I mean, he's a guy that, and I think he feels less pressure because I think what we've seen is we have more protection probably around him too. And we hope it plays out that way. So he's been great. He's had a great attitude. He's been, I don't think he's putting any kind of unnecessary pressure on himself, and he's played great defense. We've turned a ton of double plays with him at second base, and he's gonna hopefully just be a piece of the puzzle in the offense this year. Where, don't get me wrong, I'd love him to be a first-team All-American, but if he's not, we've got some other guys around him.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks,
Yep.
Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.